Hi, this is Mike from Kraftyhands. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to make this really cute A6 sized owl card, and it's so cute. So let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so as I say, we're starting off with our basic A6 card, which measures 105mm by 148. So if you're starting from fresh, then it would be 210 by 148 scored at 105. Okay, so the basic structure for this one is really easy. In your kit you've got the backing paper layers, which simply go straight on over the top. So I'm using double-sided tape runner for speed and ease for these demonstrations. To make sure I get it really lined up, because there's not, excuse my head if it pokes in at the top. That's it. I thought to be a bit lower. It's the problem with not being able to stand up and do this over the top. There we go. And then the other. There we go. So we have our base layers down. Okay, so the next step is to start building up your elements that go here. Now you can either do this first, or you can put your topper down first, whichever you want to. I think it's better to actually put your topper on, then you can tuck the pieces underneath where you want them to go. So that's what we'll do. So we're going to add the basic topper on first. Okay, so here's the basic topper already cut out. I've already put my foam pads on, so I'll just have to peel the backs off, which I normally do, but this card doesn't take that long to make, so we're not really wasting any time. So you can position your topper where you want to go on there. Now that's about where I want it to be, which is kind of sort of in the the top half of the card, leaving a bit of space down at the bottom there, and then making sure that we get it centered just right. There we go. That'll do for me. Okay, so then next step, if you want to do that, is to add on your decoupaged little owls. I'm going to do that last. I want to actually get these little pieces stuck on first. Now the first one to go on is going to be your fishtail banners. Wrong tape on it. So all I'm going to do for that is stick that one down first, like so. Now because I've actually put my foam pads in there, it doesn't really matter whether a bit pokes out a little bit, so I'm just trying to gauge. Yeah, about there is fine for me. So that can get stuck down, and then you've got your smaller one that goes on over there. Now that there's not enough room there, so I'm going to have to cut a little piece of that off using my scissors. So I'll gauge where I want that to go, so about there. So if I cut that off at a slight angle about there. Let's see whether that goes in just nicely. Perfect, there you go. And then that can get stuck down over the top of that. So, find your point. Perfect. Lovely. Okay. And then I've just realised I've got the wrong bit, so I've got to hunt for that one. I need got all my little pieces of decoupage and little envelopes so I don't lose them all. That's the one I'm looking for, that little brown one. There we go. So this one goes on first. It's like a little leaf, or actually looks like one of the owl's wings, but it's meant to be a little, like a leaf effect type thing. Stick that down there and then use the larger one. To go over there, like so. There, looks good. Okay, so now we just have the sentiment. Now, there are a selection of sentiments on this. Now, you can cut them out straight, and as much as you can cut a straight circle, if you know what I mean, with no scalloped edge, or you can use a scalloped edge punch if you want to. It really is up to you. So I'm actually going to not use the one with the scalloped edge. I'm just going to use this one, because this is the one that I've got on the sample and the one that's in the pictures. So this is the one that I'm going to show you how to do. So I'm just going to put a little bit of either tapering on the top, so you can stick it underneath that way, or you can put it on the back and stick it under that way, but it doesn't really make that much difference as long as it's positioned how you want it. So make sure you can read it and then push down. Either way, it's going to work. There we go. So you then have your card almost finished. So all we have to do now is to add on our elements. I'll lay that one down with the feet, and then we go for that one, and then line it up at the feet again at the bottom, and then literally just pop it down on the top. There you go. There's your cute little owls. Okay, so we now have some little accents at the bottom to go down there. Now on these ones, they've come out a little bit raggy. That's primarily because my punch played up a little bit. Oh, this punch fits, it's the standard 3/8 circle punch that you can buy from most high street craft shops. Very, very inexpensive. I think I paid looks like £2.50 for mine, because it's such a small one. So, put my finger over on my finger where it's supposed to go, makes it a bit easier. There you go. And that just tidies up any unsightly little white nicks or any areas that you might not have managed to get. If you haven't got a punch, then if you cut it out by hand, don't worry too much, because using a bit of sponge and a little bit of ink just to tidy the edges up really does cover a multitude of sins. There we go, that looks great. Okay, so all I'm going to do for those then is use a small foam pad on the back, and then position them where I want them to go on my card. So again, positioning in the middle first, so that you can manoeuvre the ones on the outer edge so that they're evenly spaced. I'm not going to stick these down, I'm just going to lay them just lightly on, just to make sure that I'm happy with them before I commit myself to them. Come back, that one's alive. A life of its own. Okay, now you see I'm not particularly happy with that being too close to the edge there, so I want to move all of them. So I'm just going to lift it up a little bit and move it along. Lift it up, move it along, and then lift that one up. Yeah, I'm happier with the placement of that one now. So now I'm going to push it down. There we go. 3 little pieces of embellishments. Now, that's it. The card is done, almost. Okay, so the only thing we've got left to do now is just to add our little insert panel that goes inside, which is also included in the kit. So for this, I'm going to tape down on the front, just come in that, along the edge, and then tuck that in up to as far up to the crease as it'll go. Okay, now the reason I always stick these down on the front is because when you fold it over and close it, it will attach itself to the front cover, so that when you open the card up, it automatically opens up the insert. If you'd have stuck it down from the back, then that front flap would have stayed flat. So this automatically opens when you open the card. There you go. Okay, so that's now complete, but let's talk about finishing the card off. This is the one that I did earlier. That's the one that I've just made there now. Okay, they pretty much look identical, except for I've not done anything with the eyes on this one. This one, I just couldn't resist it. It just cried out googly eyes. Can you see? It just cried out for them, and I just had to do it. I really just had to do it. Now, you don't have to. You can put glossy accents over the eyes if you want to, just to make them shine a bit more, or any other type of glaze if you want to. You could put crystal effects on there. You could even add gems onto their eyes if you wanted to. But I just thought that it screamed googly eyes to me. So that's what I did. But as I say, it's entirely up to you. And there you go. So that's that one. A very, very simple, quick and easy, but really effective and cute card to make. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and you'll join us for the next one. Thanks for watching.